American Underdog, I thought was a fabulous movie.
So I thought, okay, well, I'll give it like 10 minutes, I guess. And honestly, it was like it reminded me of a really great film back in the 80s and 90s. It was so good. And I was like, where has this been all my life?
I'd never heard of this movie, knew nothing about it. Stuck on an airplane, flying back to Thailand. Nothing else to watch. I'll put this on, and it turned out I loved it.
So, Fanboy recommended this film to me, and I was like, I don't know. I thought it was like an old movie. I thought it was like a 1980s movie or something. So wonderful. And so I watched the whole thing. It was super like inspiring. Yet there was
Amateur Girl and Fanboy present the Big Bad Glass Movie Review.
The first movie, now lost, about American football was made in what year?
Stick around until the end of our reel to find out.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Amateur Girl.
And I'm Fanboy in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And Amateur Girl is there somewhere near Hollywood. Today
So
we're going
this
to be
week-
talking about
American.
Underdog. So American Underdog, I thought was a fabulous movie. The critics, 75%, which is, that's fair, but I loved it. I watched it, and I'll let my Amateur Girl talk about it in 2 seconds here, but I just wanted to say that I'd never heard of this movie, knew nothing about it. Stuck on an airplane, flying back to Thailand. And I've gone through every movie on the thing that they have, the selection. And I kept coming across this American Underdog, and it had football. I like football, American football. And I go, well, I guess there's nothing. I was a captive audience, right? Nothing else to watch. I'll put this on, and it turned out I loved it. So that's how the first time I watched it. I watched it since. So now I'll let the Amateur Girl give her thoughts on it.
All right. So Fanboy recommended this film to me, and I was like, I don't know. I thought it was like an old movie. I thought it was like a 1980s movie or something.
Zachary Levi?
Well, I mean, I didn't think
he must be he's well preserved, boy. I tell you, very well preserved.
well, I didn't connect who he was. And so then I realized who he was, when I started watching it. So I thought, okay, well, I'll give it like 10 minutes, I guess. And honestly, it was like it reminded me of a really great film back in the 80s and 90s. It was so good. And I was like, where has this been all my life? Since 2021 when it came out. I cannot believe that it's not a really popular film. It's so wonderful. And so I watched the whole thing. It was super inspiring, yet there was this amazing love story. I cried. And Zachary Levi is a very good actor. And Anna Paquin,
yeah,
from True Blood, who I absolutely love. I didn't really understand what was going on with the hair.
Well, course, she's going because they're going back to the 90s. Now you said the 80s, but this was actually I think they won the Super Bowl in 99, so it was the 90s.
Yeah, but I meant just like the way that the film reminded me of like a Forrest, not as good as Forrest Gump, but just like a great film that I'd seen in the past, like the Matt Damon films when he was young. I can't think of them, like Good Will Hunting or something. It was just a really good movie.
But this was true. That's the beautiful part of this.
Yeah. Anyways, her hair's like that because that's the way she wears it in real life, the actual person. So that's her hairstyle. And so that's why she had her hair like that. But yeah, it was so great. Just a great love story and then a great football movie too. It was really inspiring. Yeah. And I thought about myself, he talked about how the moments in his life and the experiences in life led him to be able to become the quarterback he became because he had all those experiences and he wasn't ready until then. He needed those experiences to be what he did
to be able to walk right on the playing field during a big game and win.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I mean, literally
Right.
came right off the bench where they
Yeah.
were going to keep him there for forever if they could, right?
Yeah.
But evidently, it looked like from the background, it looked like he was being molded by the coaches, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it was pretty close to the true story. I mean, there was a few things, but really it was pretty, I mean, because I read like the true story versus the fictional version, and it was pretty closely aligned. So I give it 100%. I was just shocked that the critics didn't like it. Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, they says I'm looking at it now. It says 75% liked it, Rotten Tomatoes, and the Metacritic was only half. So
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe some people don't. There are people who do not like this kind of like. I'm going to give it 100% because I loved it. First time I saw it, loved it even better. The second time I saw it because I got to watch it on my big screen TV or the little TV on the airplane. So it did make a difference, and it was I had exactly the same response. You know, Kurt Warner and Brenda Warner both produced this movie, so they were the producers. So and the directors are these guys named John and Andrew Irwin, who are brothers, evangelical. And notice it was very Southern production, right? And Anna, Anna Paquin, she's from the South. She's from Texas, I believe Texas, but definitely from the South. And of course Zachary Levi is from Louisiana also. So, and then the Irwin brothers are from Alabama, I think. But they come from an evangelical background, and I'm not even big on that. I don't really care about the Christian element at all. I just thought they did a hell of a good job of bringing, and they didn't really rub the faith part of it in your face that much, right?
No.
They bring it up a little bit. She says something about her personal relationship with God, and that was it. Which is, I'm sure, in their relationship they talked about much, much more in real life. Right. And so they didn't really go into that very much, but I thought it was good because for general audiences, they don't want to have to be, a lot of proselytizing or, propaganda shoved in their face. Right. So I thought that was very well done. Came out on Christmas Day in 2021 and then promptly died, I guess. Yeah. Nobody, maybe in the South it had a better reception because, it's a very Southern type movie. But yeah, I thought I knew nothing about Kurt Warner other than his reputation in football, about his life. So I thought this was just a fabulous, interesting movie that he came out of really, is like the guy said, he was stocking groceries 5 years later, he's won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Incredible.
And he's considered the old man when he finally gets into it. Because there'd been so many setbacks, right? And then the struggles that he went through. I mean, it was just such an inspirational movie. I just, I can't recommend it highly enough. I keep saying that, so these guys, these two brothers have now produced the Jesus Revolution. So they're very, very much into this faith-based type stuff, right? And so that's another one I'm looking forward to watching. And again, I don't really care about all that, but I find the evangelicals interesting, irritating at times, frustratingly so, but always interesting, right? So anyway, anything else about that we haven't covered about American Underdog?
I would say that it was a love fest tonight.
It was a love fest. It's one of the few movies that we both agreed on. 100% inspirational based, and people struggle through their lives, and if you need an uplifting movie to watch, this is definitely it. Forget about the religious part of it, which they don't really, it's very small. Just life itself, right? How to be the uplifting part of it, and how our struggles sometimes, as you said, being helping us being formed to what we're supposed to be in the end, right? So anyway, fantastic movie. Okay. So that's as much as I have to say. Anything else, Amateur Girl?
No, sir.
Okay, fanboy signing out.
2 minutes to go. A lost silent movie of 1921 is believed to be the first movie about American football.
Game over.